What's up, boys? Today I have a new video for you guys. This time it's not about PoE, just about gaming in general, I guess. As some of you might know, I haven't been playing PoE for about a week now. I've been kind of like burnt out from PoE, so I'm just looking what else I can find. Honestly, I'm just looking for a good game to play. I'm looking for a game that I would enjoy, um, like off the PoE league cycle. I'll still be playing PoE, of course, but PoE is one of those games where you can't really play for you can't really play for a long time, you know. Uh, I don't think I could play it. I don't think I can play PoE for the whole league duration for 3 months without having any goals. And I feel like it's really important to talk about. It's really important to like see and talk about what a good game is. And maybe in the future we're gonna have a game that's actually worth playing for the rest of your life. I know it's kind of a broad topic. I just want to talk to you guys what I have been experiencing for the past week, because I have been trying different games. I've been playing Dota, I've been playing League, I've been playing WoW, I've been playing some single player games. You know what I found out? You know what I found out playing all those online multiplayer games? I found out that I fucking hate people. I just fucking hate people. Not you guys, of course, but I hate people in video games. What I mean by that is, whenever you have competitive gameplay, like let's say you play League of Legends, your worst enemy is always your team. Your worst enemy is always gonna be your team. They always wanna fuck you over. They always wanna play their own game in a way, you know. And I feel like that's the kind of a downfall of online gaming in a way, because you have so many games right now. You have tons of games. You have League, you have Dota, you have CS:GO, you have so many games, so many popular games, and none of them really encourage team play in a way. All of them are team games, sure. Are they team dependent? I don't think so. Like, how can you have a team dependent game whenever you have a solo queue? You don't get to choose your teammates. You don't get to choose anything. All you have is a button saying solo queue. You press the button and you hope you get decent teammates, which you probably would never do, right? I'd say odds are, out of 5 games, you'd have one good team, maybe if you're lucky. I wasn't so lucky. When I was playing League, I'll get flamed. I'll get flamed for being too good. No cap, but my I was having like 20 kills. My mid laner died 20 times. So and he was still flaming me because he thought it was my fault because he died. And when I was playing Dota, some people just ban my champion because they didn't want to share the champion because I was gonna play him. They're gonna play it as well. So you can kind of see how toxic the environment is. But I don't think toxicity comes from video games themselves. I don't think League inherently is a toxic game. I don't think Dota is a toxic game. I think people are. Just people in general are toxic. And you have no means of going around it. You have no means of being like, I want to have my own team. Why? Well, none of those games incentivize team play. There's no incentive. There's no button saying, "Hey, do you want to play with friends? Maybe it's gonna be we're gonna give you some rewards. Let's give you some fun stuff to do." Playing your friends. No. All of the games you have now are pretty much autistic in a way. All you have is a big button saying queue, solo queue. And you press the button and you hope for the best. It's quite sad. It's quite sad. But you know what, in a way, it's probably a good idea. It's probably a good idea to have solo queue. Because being forced to rely on people, even if it's your friends, like not being able to have fun if your friends aren't around, isn't that fun, I'd say. That's why PoE is such a good game, because in PoE, all you have to do is just log in. You log in, you don't have to rely on anyone else. Oh, I guess you have to rely on your people like selling you stuff, sure. But do you really have to rely on anything else? I don't think so. Which is it's a making of a good game, I'd say. It's a making of a good game. Even though like PoE is missing some aspects to make it the best game out there, it's still a pretty goddamn good game. And I feel like we need more games like that. We need more games like PoE. We need a game where you would be your own person. You kind of like log in and you do whatever you want, but there's still a community sense in the game. Like for example, in PoE, You could play PoE as a single player, sure, but don't you think like Trade League makes it a bit more fun? Like having a chance to communicate with those people really makes you enjoy the game a bit more, I'd say. So what I'm saying is, if you could play one game for the rest of your life, do you think there's a game out there like that? Do you think there's a game you could play for the rest of your life? I don't think so. Could you play Dota for the rest of your life? No. I couldn't even play Dota for one day. I couldn't play League for one day because it's not a good game. And I want a better game. I want a better game for all of us. I wish one day we would have a game where you have your own adventure, but you still have like the community sense, kind of like Dark Souls, but Dark Souls being in multiplayer. Like you kind of like you go out to adventure, and you just do whatever you want. You just do whatever you want, and you hopefully have fun. And so far, it doesn't seem like game developers really know it. It looks like all the games are being developed by a spreadsheet, by the market research, even though the market research isn't that good. They just video game designers are making games for you, but not really making games for you. They're just making games for what they think you want, but not what actually you want. You think you do what you don't, kind of. And I know. I think we have a downfall of gaming in a way. We have so many games being released every year, and none of them are good. And why? Because why not good? Because no one wants to play them. Because those games not designed for us. Those games are designed for the make-believe consumer, make-believe person who they think would enjoy the game. Which is so much different from PoE. Because Chris Wilson makes the game for himself. Chris Wilson made the game for himself. That's why it's so good. He knows what he wants, and he just made it, and people love it. People love it because it's a genuinely good game. It's made for us. And I just hope we could have a game in the future like that. Like hopefully an RPG as well. I know Tarkov is kind of single player experience, which is really good, which is designed to be really good. But I'm just so bad at FPS games that I can enjoy it. And every time I play Tarkov, Escape from Tarkov, I just get shot and I get really upset because if you die once, you lose all your money and stuff, right? And it's kind of like depressing. If even though like you haven't played I haven't played any FPS games growing up, so I'm not really bad at those things. But if you aren't, I suggest playing Tarkov. If you like FPS games, play Tarkov. Tarkov is probably the best game out there for people who enjoy FPS games. It's designed to be enjoyed and not to be sold in a way, uh, much less like AAA games just being purposely made for people to just like buy and then forget about the next week. And I want to talk to you about this one game. It's called Ashes of Creation. Ashes of Creation has been a new game, and the person making it apparently is a billionaire who uh, who wants to make who's kind of tired of the current way that things are going for us. He's tired of RPGs just being abusive. He's just tired of RPGs being this a treadmill where you log in, you do some dailies, and you go sleep because you just spend the whole day, a whole free day doing dailies and doing like really boring shit. And hopefully he makes a good game. He's a fan of Korean RPGs, which is fine, but it's just not my kind of gameplay. Personally, I'm like I played WoW for 15 years. I played WoW for 15 years, and I really want to have Western RPG like WoW, or at least like Dark Souls. They're just like boss dependent RPGs. And I feel like we haven't had any RPGs lately. I'd say in the past 15 years, we haven't had one RPG one Western RPG coming out. Just really insane to me. Like RPGs are just naturally like just naturally drawing for people. People want to waste their lives playing RPGs. It's just so strange to me how no one for some reason is making them. Because my guess is that people still believe that having having genuine difficulty in games is bad. I think just people are afraid of making games that aren't treadmills, and it's quite sad. I really hope soon enough we can make a difference. I'm sure it's not because of me, but maybe at some point people rise up and say we don't want that. We want a genuinely good game. We want a game that kind of like excites us and we want to play. We don't want to have a treadmill. We don't want to be forced to play a game just to let it be disappointed. It's kind of like how all the Korean game is working right now. Is it's like you log in and you grind for the next 15 hours and then go sleep. Which is fine if you enjoy that. I now play PoE, and PoE is effectively grindfest. But I really feel like there's a market for people like me, a market for people who want to play a genuine RPG experience. One of the very few games I've seen do it really well was RuneScape. RuneScape does it really well. RuneScape is probably one of the best RPGs I've seen in my life. Even though it's still kind of grindy. Sure. It's a vice for sure. It's a negative side of the game. But I feel like there are only like two games out there. Just two Western RPGs out there that actually do the RPG genre service. RuneScape and WoW. That's all we have. That's all we have. It's kind of depressing. I'm a die-hard RPG fan. I wanna log in, like I wanna wake up, turn on PC, and just play my game. That's all I wanna do. And I feel like I haven't had a chance to do that in a long while. WoW has been pretty dead to me. WoW has been mismanaged so much. WoW has been going in the same treadmill as anyone else. WoW has been pretty much a treadmill for the past, let's say, like 5 or 6 years. I haven't been enjoying it. No one has. WoW has been bleeding subscribers every single year. And why? Well, that's because they don't have integrity anymore. And that's one of the things we see in the gaming community. Games giving up their integrity for the sake of money, and it's always short-term goal, short-term gain. Giving up on the integrity of the game means that yeah, sure, you can have some fun mechanics. Let's give everyone exalts. Give everyone mirrors. Let's give everyone like all the fun stuff so they can enjoy it, and then they add some treadmills and they can enjoy it even more. But once the integrity of the game goes away, no one's gonna play it. Like imagine if you play in GTA, right? Imagine if you play in GTA and you have like cheats. The game is super fun for the first like hour, maybe 2 hours, and then what happens? Well, no one plays it anymore. Why? Because it's gotten boring. And I feel like that's what has been happening to the games lately. We have a bunch of dopamine hits, and then the game kind of just gets boring. No one wants to play it, and it's quite sad how companies give up on their dreams and their integrity for the sake of just short-term gains. Recently, I've seen an article saying how the Blizzard founder of World of Warcraft, is making his own company, and he's saying that he wants to have a company that has integrity and has um, freedom of choice, which is really strange to me. Looks like all those big companies are just being influenced by their shareholders to a point where just they're being forced to ruin the game. And the thing is, if you listen to shareholders, they don't care if your game dies. They don't give a fuck if the game dies the next day. As long as they can make some money from the game, I don't really care. They just sell the stocks and walk away. Find your game to ruin. That's what happened. This is what has been happening. They just accept the bride, and then the game just naturally dies. And let's hope we have a new champion, a new game that just comes out, and it kind of changes the um, it then changes the industry. I hope there's a game who just changes the industry and where you can have your own experience and where the fun is not being dependent upon other people playing the game with you. I want to have a genuinely good game. I want to log in and I feel like I'm accomplishing something. I don't want to feel like I'm being held back by my teammates. I want to feel like I'm logging in just for my teammates to win my game. I want to log in and have fun. And I hope you guys do. And that's gonna be a long rant. I just wanna say that I wanna give you kind of a piece of my mind when it comes to the current game situation, because I feel like the more and more it just feels like games aren't there. We just have no real content anymore, no real games that we wanna play. People are just playing Minecraft, people are playing chess on stream. Yeah, sure, League of Legends is still popular, but it's not popular because it's good. Most people who play League of Legends hate it. Most people who stream League of Legends hate it. Ask player one. Ask player one how he feels about League. I'm sure he's gonna tell you how bad the game is. So yeah, I'll be making more PoE content in the coming probably couple of weeks once I come back to the game. But as of right now, I'll be streaming some new games. I'll be testing new shit. Hopefully, maybe find a good game for myself. I can play in between PoE seasons. Honestly, it feels like PoE seasons have been having less and less longevity for me because the um, in-game content, like you get too much currency lately, and then you just end up not really having any purpose of using that currency. Just like I don't get a headhunter and I give up on the game, and I get my headhunter in the first 2 days of the league, so I feel like my game cycle doesn't extend that much compared to other people. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good one, and I appreciate all of you. If you want to catch my stream, I stream at Twitch TV Personal Jesus. And I hope you have a good one. I love you all, and have a good night.